before we start the video, guys, smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and any questions, comment below and I'll answer them at some point. So, the snow. We got flurries, but nothing stuck. So, I mean, that's good. Got down to 28 degrees, and let's see if the plants made it. Cross our fingers, right? That's all we can do. I think they're gonna be fine. We're pulling in right now, and we'll check the vegetables first, and then we'll take you over to the pumpkins.
In Soviet Russia, tomato cans itself. Nah, that's just to protect it from the frost. All the plants made it last night. Well, seeing as everything made it this morning, I guess we got to fertilize again. Got to keep those plants trucking. So we're going to put a foliar mixture together, and I'll show you guys the process behind that. Right now, I'm just putting together a batch of CalMag and silicate. It's going to be a foliar spray. I'm just going to pH it, and I'm going to check my ppms on the mixture. So try to explain this to you guys. So the reason we pH the nutrients is if your pH is too high, you end up locking the nutrients, as well as you run the risk of burning your foliage. So what I look for on my pH, see right now we're at a 7.3. Anything above an 8, you run the risk of burning your leaves. Anything below an 8 to a 7, if we'll say an 8 to a 7, in my mind, I'm locking my nutrients in. So yeah, I'm fine to foliar spray this, but I'm not going to get the most bang for my buck. At 7.3, I'm not going to burn my plant, but I'm locking some of the nutrients. If I were to pH this correctly, I should get this down to about a 6 to a 6.5. That would be the ideal pH where I'm getting the most bang for my buck. The plant's going to be able to absorb those nutrients properly through the leaves. So at a 7.3, I'm not going to pH this little mixture. I'm not going to burn my leaves at this, but I'm not getting the most bang for my buck. The reason I'm not going to pH it is because I don't got any pH down. I actually got it ordered. I used it all up last year. Typically, I use about 2 gallons of pH down a year, so I go through it a lot. I'm actually surprised I don't got any. I didn't realize I used it all. And then we're going to check the ppms, the exchange capacity. There's a formula, but exchange capacity converts to your parts per million in the solution. That's what I go off of. So on a foliar spray, I generally like my ppms to be between 250 to 500, which is relatively a big range, but it's not hard to overshoot that. And you'll see right now I'm at a 460. So that would be more on the hot end of a foliar spray, which is exactly what I want because I know I'm not getting the most bang for my buck. So I'm going to go a little bit hot. Like if I had this pH down to like a 6, I could have this ppm to like, we'll say 250, 200, and I'd be getting the exact same bang for my buck as I am right now. So that's on a foliar spray. Throughout the year during my drenches, I'll show you guys what I do, but typically I'll run my drenches between 500 to 700, and if I really want to push my fruit, I'll go up to 1,000 ppms. And even at 1,000 ppms, well, once you go over 1,000 ppms, even if you pH it correctly where you're not in the red zone for burning your leaves, again, that's 8 pH, that's when you're going to burn your leaves. Even if you have that down to, we'll say a 6, and your ppms are, we'll say 1,200 to 2,000, you have the risk of burning your leaves because the nutrients are going to actually burn your leaves and not the pH of the water. So we'll go over this a little bit more throughout the year as I do my fertilizing schedule. But just know from my foliar spray, between 250 to 500 is what I generally shoot for. And then my actual water it holds about 150 to 170 ppms. And I'm foliar spraying quite often. I'm probably like once every 2-3 days. So that's actually quite frequently. I know it's a lot of information to process, but it's just something to be aware of. So we'll go and foliar spray these plants, and I'll give you a little update on the plants. I know it hasn't been long, but I'm sure you guys are interested to see what they look like. This is one of my 2031s, and the main vine's probably about 2 feet long right now. It's May 29th today, so I have about 20 days in my mind to get this plant large enough to sustain a large fruit. So I think we're sitting good right now, and I'm gonna push these guys. We're gonna get them quite large in the next 20 days. So remember to get the underside, and yeah, we'll go show you guys the other plants. Another 2031. Again, vine's probably about 1.5 feet. Secondaries are really starting to shoot out, so we're sitting good here. This is gonna really explode here in a couple days. This is Clint Dyson's 1350. This one I'm having a little bit of a problem with right now. Nothing too crazy, but if you come down here, I'll show you what's going on. So you see that main vine? See how it's going up like that? The reason it's going up like that is because it was trying to roll over counterclockwise, and I didn't want it to roll that direction. So I propped it back up straight, and I want it to fall the other direction. So I'm gonna give her a day, and it looks like it's wanting to fall, but we'll give her a day and we'll try to get it to roll over clockwise. And if not, I'll help it down. But right now, I'm okay leaving it like this. It's not gonna snap on me or anything. So there's no wind in here, and it's gonna be warm in this hoop house today. So my guess would be this should fall down on its own in the clockwise direction by itself. But we'll keep an eye on it and make sure that it's not having any problems. I'm trying not to cut these kickstand leaves out. That's the leaf that's right here. That's a kickstand leaf. I want to utilize that leaf because I'm a little bit behind right now. And that one leaf is gonna help me a lot to get these plants going. Taking that one leaf out, you think about it right now, I only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 big leaves. I mean, I'm cutting like 18% of my photosynthesis when I cut that leaf out. I don't want that to happen right now. I want to try to save that leaf. If this plant was bigger, I'd feel comfortable cutting that leaf. But right now, we're not going to do that. I want to utilize that photosynthesis. So let's head on over to the other 2031. And I'm growing 3 2031s for the people that are just jumping in on this video. So I have 3 of my own seeds. And once the fruit actually set, at some point I'll number them, like number 1, number 2, number 3, so it's not so confusing. But this is another 2031. This is the one that had the yellowing leaves, as you can see right there, and it's fine. This plant is actually really starting to take off. So this main vine's probably 2.5 feet right now. Secondaries are nice and plump, wanting to explode. So I know they're gonna really start taking off here in about a day or two. Really happy. We're gonna keep these lights on the plants, seeing as I set them up, and keep them on as long as I can. Once these plants outgrow the hoop houses, I'll take these lights off. But we're gonna try to get as much out of them as I can, seeing as I put them up. So I think that's the update for today. And oh yeah, I went ahead and I sprayed Roundup around the entire patch, both on the backside and the inside. So I tried this new Roundup. It's called Roundup 360. It's like 5 times more expensive than regular Roundup. Allegedly, it's supposed to keep the weeds away for 365 days. So we'll see if that happens. Normally, I end up spraying Roundup like 3 or 4 times throughout the year. And I'm sure you guys are going to ask, do you cover your plants up when you spray Roundup? No. If the vines were right here and have theoretical leaves right here, I'd go right in there and spray Roundup. Just try to be diligent and a little bit careful. Typically, the Roundup won't harm the pumpkin plants, from my experience.
Hey, thanks for watching the video today, guys. I just want to let you know if there's anything you want to see in a future video as the giant pumpkin plants progress. Comment below what you want me to include in future videos. That way I have an idea what you guys want to see, because I may leave out things that I don't believe are relevant when maybe they are relevant to some of the newer people. So yeah, just go ahead, comment below, and I will include them in future videos. Thanks for watching.